accused the leader of a power grab. Serge Sargsyan's appointment has sparked another day of anti-government rallies in the capital Yerevan and several other cities. Sargsyan was president for a decade and then stepped down earlier this year because of a term limit. But Armenia's new constitution has made the presidency largely ceremonial and strengthened the office of prime minister, allowing Sargsyan to maintain his influence. Well, Maria Tizian is the editor-in-chief of EVN Report, an Armenian online magazine, and she joins us live now via Skype from Yerevan. Maria Tizian, before getting into the sort of political details, just give us an idea of what the situation is like in Yerevan now. How many people are on the streets and what sort of people are they?
It's very difficult to say, but I would say tens of thousands of people in the last 48 hours have been on the streets, longer actually. Mostly young people. This is a very interesting protest. We have a lot of university, high school students that are taking part in the protest.
And I mean, focusing on the political angle, I'm assuming most of them are out protesting from what looks like effectively a power grab from the former president and, you know, prime minister who is effectively retaining power.
That's correct. I mean, the constitutional referendum took place in 2015. A year before that, Serge Sargsyan had promised that he would not seek the term of prime minister. Many in the country felt that this was a ruse, excuse me, like you said, for a power grab. And in fact, on April 9, when his second and final term as president ended, his party, the Republican Party of Armenia, nominated his candidacy. And today, in a vote in parliament, he was elected as prime minister, effectively giving him a third term as leader of the country.
And we're hearing that police have been detaining protesters. I mean, do we know, A, if that's had an impact and how the protesters are being treated?
Today, the Armenian police issued a statement saying that about 80 people had been detained. From what we know, most of them were young people and students. Some have been released. Some already joined the big rally today in Republic Square. I think it just fueled more anger. And we had crowds that we haven't seen probably since 2008, during the presidential election in 2008 in Armenia.
The sort of president, now Prime Minister, Serge Sargsyan, has actually won elections. I mean, do you see this as a sort of remaining popularity with certain parts of Armenia, or do you suspect foul play?
Listen, in the 2017 parliamentary election, as always, there were intimidation, voter bribes, use of administrative levers, because the ruling Republican Party basically has a monopoly on the political and economic landscape of the country. Most civil servants, everybody that works in government are always somehow coerced to vote for the Republican Party. So it's sometimes we feel it's not a real reflection of the people's will. And because his party won the majority in the 2017 parliamentary election, they have the majority in parliament, they get to nominate their candidate, and today he very easily was elected by members of parliament.
Well, this is obviously still a developing situation with thousands of people out on the streets. It'll be interesting to see how it develops further in the next few days. For the moment, Maria Tizian, editor-in-chief of EVN Report. Madam, thank you for sharing your views with us.
Thank you.
Now, Slovakia's national police chief says